thing now, Max. Hey, everybody, this is Bo. We're back in the house again. Well, you know what? Hockey is going on right now, very big with the Red Wings. We've got a lot of changes going on and a lot of news hitting the nation. So we're going to let Bill Houlihan from Able to Iserman fill in the details. How you doing, boss?
Bo, what's going on, brother? It's been a while. How are you?
Oh, good. Real good. We're just sort of challenged here with always updating our systems, and we just got hit by the big update, and it looks good for us right now, so we're ready to roll. Now, tell us, man.
The Red Wings have taken 4 first-period penalties because that's the state of the NHL that Gary Bettman has built. And, I mean, every single one of them has been tic-tac and, frankly, crap. But, yeah, all right, I'm sure we'll get to that. What do you got for me?
Now, listen, man, the Grand Rapids deal looks pretty good up front, but there were some challenges with this young kid not being trained well, and I'm going to say his name wrong. Just the fact is Grienko, whatever the heck his name is, the big G. Yeah. He doesn't look half bad, but they say he's really, a little overweight, and he didn't do very well in the minor league.
His name is Grigorenko, Igor Grigorenko, and you know what? I made a comment on the blog about a month ago that I called him fat or something like that, and you know what? That was the tendency to refer to him as that, as a little overweight and probably out of shape. But the fact is that this kid has like 4% body fat, okay? But there's a huge difference between being in NHL shape and being in Russian Professional Hockey League shape. And this kid showed up to Traverse City in Russian Professional Hockey League condition. And it has taken him this long to get into shape. Now, we're taking into consideration here, Bo, the fact that he had a horrendous car accident 4 years ago that wrecked his leg, okay? So, yeah, we're taking that into consideration. But the fact remains is that he is just not in very good shape. And he went down to Grand Rapids to start the season down there, and he played 5 games and was pointless. And this is a kid who was supposed to register some points at an NHL level, and he did not register a single assist or goal in Grand Rapids. And the only reason he's in Detroit now, Bo, is because his agent is very serious about taking him back to Russia, where the big bucks await him to the tune of about $2 million a year if he doesn't get a job in Detroit. And so that deadline is going to fall on November 1st. And so the Red Wings are going to give him about a week's worth of a tryout and see if he's improved his conditioning. And if he doesn't, he's head back to the mother country, brother.
Yeah, I mean, what would the motivation be for him to do well here? I mean, go back home, make a bunch of money, and live like a god, or live here and have people challenge him all the time. I mean, I would opt for going back home.
Yeah, I'd rather live in the middle class in Michigan than live like a god in Russia. That's just the way I see it. I could go on about that, but I'm thinking that the upper crust in Russia probably would feel very, very comfortable in Saginaw, Midland these days.
Yeah, they don't have uprisings.
Red Wings just scored. Sorry, Bo.
Oh, that's all right, man.
Matt Ellis. Oh boy.
Now listen, before we go, let's talk a little, techno term here, man. What are you watching? Okay, you're watching it from DC on your laptop. What are you watching it through?
Yeah, good call. I'm watching it at NHL Online, okay? And I live in Washington, D.C., and so I'm at a disadvantage because the cable company that I use doesn't offer center ice. Now, you want to blame Verizon, and I'll say it again. Do you want to blame Verizon? Go ahead. But the fact remains is I put that squarely on the shoulders of little Gary Bettman right there. Why in the world doesn't Washington, D.C. have the center ice package on their cable system? Oh, by the way, Verizon, the same one that doesn't carry center ice, is also the significant sponsor for the Versus pregame shows. Explain that to me. So that's just basic Bettman logic right there. But I have overcome that challenge by subscribing to NHL Online. And I'll tell you what, they had some problems in the preseason, and I was a little worried that my $169 would lead to frustration. But for the most part, it's been pretty good. I'm watching it on my computer right now, as you guys probably just heard, my juvenile scream. But it looks good, no breakup in signal, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, man, definitely go to like Best Buy or even the Mac store. Definitely the Best Buy store has the antennas for your laptop, and I'm telling you, man, it is awesome high definition you can get through your computer without any internet connection. It's just like having Oh, dude, it's like old school rabbit ears, except the picture is 100 times better, and the program will actually bring in the signal better. It's incredible. I love doing it all the time, man.
Good. So when I play my old Speed Racer reruns on the computer, I can watch it on my TV. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what you're talking about, man. All right, man. Now, Red Wings right now, it looked like they were in 4th place last time I checked throughout the entire country, the NHL. Yeah. And I know it's pretty early, but they're not looking half bad, to be honest with you. I mean, no. I'm pretty confident with them this year that if they're playing this well with a decent team, I think by the end of the season they should really kick it in.
I think they're going to be fine. One of the challenges they're dealing with right now is that the majority of their scoring is coming from their top line, which we just named tonight as a result of a week's worth of polling on Abel Dodgerman, the Monty Babcock Flying Circus line, which consists of Pavel Datsyuk, Henrik Zetterberg, and Tomas Holmstrom. And that line itself is accounting for about 50% of the Wings scoring. And that's not going to cut it. I mean, you need more balanced scoring than that. But, I have a lot of faith in Mike Babcock. And Matt Ellis just scored tonight. And the last game against Phoenix, the Wings had four goals from guys who all were scoring their first goals of the year. And so that's a good sign right there. But remember this also, Bo, is that the Wings have almost $5 million left in cap room. And that's a huge amount in today's NHL. So whether they make a deal in February or whether they make a deal in March at the trade deadline, whatever the case is, they are going to have some room to maneuver. And so I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking they're going to put, like, Illich is probably upset about the placement of the team this past year. They didn't get to the Big Cup, and the team they lost to won the whole thing, which was nice. I mean, I always hate when my team loses, but if they're going to lose, they got to lose to the champion.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the case. I mean, I suppose that has some sort of consolation, but of course that's overshadowed by the fact that we outplayed Anaheim, we outhit Anaheim, we outshot Anaheim, and if not for a fluttering puck from hell that somehow got over Dominik Hasek's shoulder to take us to overtime in Game 5, and if not for a huge mental lapse on the part of Andrus Lilia in overtime in Game 5, the Red Wings would have won that series. And frankly, they dominated that series. And any Anaheim fan that wants to talk to me about that and claim that the Ducks were the better team than the Wings, please show me something other than the end result, which of course is the ultimate scoreboard. But bottom line is, show me an example of why Anaheim was a better team than Detroit in that series, if not for 2 lucky goals. That series itself is probably even more frustrating than Detroit's loss to Edmonton, Detroit's loss to Anaheim again in 2003, Detroit's loss to the LA Kings or Calgary, or any of the upsets that have occurred going back to 94 with San Jose. I mean, because the Red Wings had a superior team last year, not only a superior team, but a team that was expected to get blown out by a supposedly tougher Anaheim team, and that was proven wrong.
Absolutely.
So that was a frustrating series.
Well, I think the Wings with this season, when I'm looking at the Red Wings, there's usually like a core group that you can hang your hat on. This year, I'm sort of like, I'm not sure who to follow. I'm sort of watching Babcock sort of piece together this squad right now and see what happens with it and see how it goes. But so far, I'm not super worried yet with everything involved in it, but it looks like they might be starting to gel at some point in time, and it seems like Babcock's going to work some magic, and we're going to have a real good squad midway through the season.
Yeah, and the only sense of controversy that could be coming down the pike is perhaps a goalie controversy, and Detroit wouldn't be on the map without a goalie controversy. Chris Osgood is 3-0-0. Dominik Hasek is 3-2. Chris Osgood's playing probably the best hockey of his career, perhaps. He's winning. He's limiting rebounds. He's smothering the puck. He's playing well. He's playing as good as I've seen him play since maybe back in 95 or 96. And that's good hockey right there. And it's a great backup. And you know what? The thing about Chris Osgood is he has no real intent to take over the job from Dominik Hasek. I think that Osgood truly believes that for the Wings to be successful, Dominik Hasek has to be an effective starter. And so, Osgood will get maybe 30 starts this year, maybe 35, and probably win 25 games. And that's great. That's great for the Wings. And because there's no better backup in the NHL than Chris Osgood right now. That may bear out to be something different later on down the road. But for now, Chris Osgood is head and shoulders above any backup in the NHL. And sometimes